Hey guys, I've had this Streamlight ProTac HL 5X for almost 6 years. To this day, it's still one of my favorite lights and still most used in my collection. It's also still one of my most recommended lights. It just kind of reminds me of like the old school mag lights, but just a million times better. So Streamlight recently introduced the ProTac HL6, which I believe is a progression of the HL5X. They look pretty much the same to me. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to try this one out because that HL5X, like I said, is one of my favorite lights that I have. But I figure we'll do a quick unboxing of this one. We'll go over all of its features and specifications. I'll show you guys how to use it. It's got 10-tap programming technology, so I'll show you guys how to do that. Show you the different outputs on it. We'll do some nighttime beam shots and then give some overall thoughts on it. So as you can see, this one's 5,300 lumens. The old HL5X was 3,500, so this is significantly more. Looks like it's USB-C. This one does include some batteries and the chargers and stuff. And there's some of the information on it. What I'm hoping is that it says right there that it does that for 2 hours of 5,300 lumens. I'm hoping that it actually will maintain that same brightness the whole time. A lot of lights will claim to have a high output, but then after like a minute, it steps down to like half of that output or a third of it. So that's something I'll be interested in seeing. All right, let's get the stuff out of the box here. And there's some more stuff down in there. Looks like our wall adapter. So they must include the batteries inside of here. Or they might be in the light itself already, actually. So it looks like we have the USB-C cable. It's a double one because it takes 2 batteries, a lanyard, and let's make sure that the batteries are in it before we go any further. Yeah, so yeah, these are somewhat unique batteries. But that's everything there. Quickly show you the manual. It's not much to it. I'll just show you the English version. Here is the AC wall adapter. It's just the USB-A. It's a 5-volt, 2.2 amp. So pretty much any of your standard phone adapters or anything will work for that. And again, I showed that cable earlier, but Type-C, which will plug into these batteries right there. So you do have to remove the batteries to charge them. And nothing too special about this lanyard. It's actually not even adjustable. But that will go right there. So here is the HL6. As you can see, it does have like a gray body. I did not know it was coming like that, with like a black head, and then kind of like the texturing through here is black. The tail cap is black. When I read the description, it said it was like a 6000 series aluminum, and it says it was available in black, but that's clearly some type of gray, and it does have some type of coating. I know it says it's supposed to be an anodized finish, but that almost feels like a rubber texture on it. And when I compare it to the HL5X, this is way tackier or grippier than what this is. This seems to be a lot more slippery, and I'm not 100% sure if they are even like the same like series of lights. The HL6 is definitely longer here by probably a good 1.5 inches or so. But you can see that this is clearly all black, and that is a gray tone. As you can see up here, we have some heat sinking. Our LED is down in there. Streamlight never discloses what their LED is. I just know it's a cool white LED. It's IPX7 water resistant. And it's drop tested to 1 meter. We have an overall length of 10.5 inches. Let's see here. We got a like a tube or a body width of 1.23, and then a head diameter of 2.27. Weight of the flashlight by itself is 15.2 ounces. We're going to be over a pound probably with the batteries. So almost 21 ounces with the batteries. This does have a glass lens with a anti-reflective coating on it. And as I was looking over some of the stuff, this is a rubber sleeve that goes on here, and you can actually grab onto this and pull it away here from the barrel. So the HL5X used 18650 batteries, and these appear to be 21700s, but I'll get one to confirm it here in a minute. But what's nice about the HL5X is that you could use any 18650s as long as they were button tops. I'm going to see if I can use any 21700s with this. I should be able to, but so I grabbed a 21700 battery, and it is significantly shorter. So I'm not sure if these are going to work in there or not. Plus, these are flat tops that I have, and it for sure is going to take button top, but it's an unusual length. Yeah, these are almost 22 millimeters wide, and then 76 millimeters long. And again, most of these are about the same width there, but it's going to be significantly shorter. So 5 millimeters shorter. But let's throw these batteries in it, and we'll go over the different programs. So it should come on the high, strobe, low feature, and you can half press and it should be high immediately here. That is crazy bright. There's so much heat coming off that. Or you can fully depress it and click it on, just like that there. Look at that hot spot, super nice. If you want strobe, it's just a double tap of this, so strobe warning. And then you can just keep it half pressed like that, or you can fully depress the strobe and just keep it on. And if you want the low, it's just a triple tap. And I mentioned earlier that high is 5,300 lumens. That will run for over 2 hours supposedly. Has a beam throw of 566 meters, and it's 80,000 candela. They don't list a output rating for the strobe, but to my eyes it looks like it's the same as the high, so 5,300 lumens. Again, strobe warning. But that looks to be the exact same to me. And that low setting is 450 lumens, and that'll run for 12 hours and 30 minutes. And it has a beam throw of 164 meters. All right, so we're on the high strobe low. There's also a high only or a low medium high. And the way that you access those other modes is through the switch right here. And when they call it 10 taps, it means that you're going to tap this 10 times. So you tap it 9 times pretty rapidly, and then on the 10th time you hold it until the light basically shuts off. So we'll try to get it here hopefully on the first try. The light just shut off. Now I should be in high only. So if I hit this, we're going to get the high mode. If I hit it twice, it's still high. If I hit it 3 times, it's still high. So we have switched it to high only. There's no strobe now. There's no low. It's just if you only want the high output, you can do it that way. I'm going to switch it now to the low medium high to show you guys the medium output. So same thing. We're off. So now we're going to have low first when we turn it on. I can double tap for the medium. The medium is 1500 lumens. That'll go for 3 hours and 45 minutes, and it has a beam throw of 303 meters, and it's just over 23,000 candela. And then I can also still get high from here, so it's just a triple tap for high. Put it back to the default, the high, strobe, low, and strobe warning here. That strobe, it says it'll run for 4 hours continuous. So I'm going to get these batteries back out of it, get the thing fully charged up before we do any type of nighttime beam shots. You can see the little red light that's there on the top of that. That will turn green once it's fully charged. If these are like fully depleted batteries, I think it'll take 5 to 6 hours to fully charge them up. All right, let's see what this HL6 looks like here at night. I'm just going to go straight to the high. This tree is probably about 75 yards away. And I'm going to compare that now to the HL5X. And then back to the HL6. Yeah, that HL6 is considerably brighter. All right, we'll go a little further down here. This is about 100 yards away from these trees, and it's a little bit wider. That's the 6. And here's the 5. Again, 6. You can see it penetrates, throws a whole lot further. Plus, it does have a wider spill to it as well. And let's check out the strobe here. Give you guys a couple more examples. Kind of light up this corner here of my house. And then finally, we're going to go up into this tree, even though there's a light on in this corner. See what this looks like. All right, so hopefully seeing those few different night shots was somewhat beneficial for you. Okay, so I've had this HL6 for several weeks now and have used it quite a bit, and just want to share some of my thoughts with you guys. You know, this was clearly designed to be some type of duty light, whether that's for police officers, search and rescue teams, maybe people who do home inspections or surveying. But I also think this would be a great light just for a homeowner. And you need to work on projects, people who go camping, stuff like that. It's perfect for that. This thing is well built. Streamlight has exceptional quality control. Even though this light is made in China, it goes through a lot of quality control stuff. When companies put a serial number on their flashlights, it typically means that it's kind of higher quality. Not always, but usually it does mean that. I didn't show it earlier in the video, but this head actually has these little flat spots here on it ever so often, and those are like anti-roll spots. So once you set it there, it doesn't want to roll off of that spot. Now, you could make it move, but it wants to find those spots and then stay in it. I really like the user interface. I know for some people, like programming it to the different modes with that 10 tap can be a little bit confusing. I promise you, once you do it once or twice, it's super intuitive and easy. But even if you don't want to change the programming, literally you just hand it to somebody and they can click it on and click it off. Like, it's that simple. And I like that it does have that silent momentary, so you can just half press that button. You can see how blinding bright that thing is. And then release and it shuts off. I know this lens looks a little weird. This is a TIR lens, and it has a really good combination beam. with the LED that they're using. Really good hot spot, but also really good spill or side illumination. So I mentioned earlier in the video that I'd be interested in seeing how long it can maintain that 5,000 lumens or the highest output, and it maintained that, I would say, somewhere between 3 to 4 minutes, and then there's just the slightest step down. Like if you weren't watching for it, you probably wouldn't even see it. And then that next level, which is probably around 4,000 lumens, it maintains that for another probably 3 to 4 minutes or so, and then again just the slightest little step down, and it does that a couple of times, and then it probably settles in around 2,000 lumens, and then it does not step down again basically until almost the light shuts off for like 2+ hours. If you put it on that medium mode, which was around 1,400 lumens, it does not step down at all and will run for over 3 hours on that, so that's pretty impressive. I like the fact that you can use non-Streamlight batteries in it. They do have to be 21700s. They have to be at least 76 millimeters long, and they have to be button top ones. It's best if they're protected as well, but for sure 76 millimeter and button top. Streamlight offers a lifetime warranty on the light itself, just for normal things that would possibly go wrong with it. It doesn't cover if you drop it off from a skyscraper or something like that. And then the batteries have a 2-year warranty on them. A couple things I kind of wish were maybe a little bit different. First thing is there's no battery level indicator anywhere on it. I showed charging the batteries. It showed red, up on top while it's charging, and then green when it's finished charging. But when they're in the light, so if I'm using it, I have no idea right now if my batteries are halfway dead, 3/4 dead, about to die any second. So it would be nice if they could integrate something into the switch or something to kind of let you know. And speaking of the batteries, when you use that included wall charger and the USB-C cables, it takes a really long time to charge these up. I mean like 6 hours. So if you are using this as a duty light, so one, you got to pull the batteries out obviously to charge them. But I would probably recommend having a second set of batteries, whether the Streamlight ones or your own 21700s. And the only other thing I'd say is that there really is not a lockout on this. And I know if you're using it for a duty light or something, you probably don't want that. You probably want to be able to pull this, off of your belt and immediately go without having to do stuff. This button is pretty easy to hit there. It does not take very much pressure at all. So if this is in a bag or something like that, what I would do is take this tail cap and then maybe just turn it, a half turn or something, and then now it won't come on. Overall, though, I think it is absolutely fantastic, and I would definitely recommend it. Like I said, that's been one of my favorite lights for the last almost 6 years. I love that light, and this one is better in every single way. Way more output, way longer run times, way better thermal regulation. So at the time of me recording this video, these are coming in around $130 or so. And keep in mind that it does include those 2 batteries, and I looked them up on multiple sites, and they're between $40 and $50 for that 2-pack. So really you're at like 80 or 90 bucks for the flashlight itself. Fantastic price on it. In my opinion, if you already had an HL5X, it's still worth upgrading to the HL6. It's just that much better. And if you didn't already have the HL5X, definitely go with the HL6. And I will leave an Amazon link for this in the video description, and then maybe also a Streamlight link in case you do want to find out more information on it. But alright guys, if you found the video helpful or informative in any way, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And that's going to be it on this one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.